What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com, and I got a free pick for you from this Iowa State versus St. John's college basketball matchup going down on Monday, November 24th, 2025. Before I get to the free pick, if you are looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, the ones that I have the most money on every single day, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium or click the link in the description of this video below. We've got so much free pick content here at Pickdawgz. You know these plays in the premium side are our best of the best. That's what Pickdawgz Premium is for. We've also got our inner circle. It's something we've been mentioning on our videos lately. It's not for everyone. It's for those who are placing larger bets and betting at least $1,000 or more per game, which is the requirement to be accepted into the service. But we've had a lot of big bettors and high rollers join the club already. They're having a ton of early success with the one-on-one coaching, bankroll management, early releases. So if that sounds like something that's for you, reach out to the number on the screen and we'll get you some more information. But let's get to this one between St. John's and Iowa State as part of the Players Era Festival from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And I'll tell you, we have a loaded card, and this is just another one of these stacked matchups on Monday's slate. As you've got St. John's coming into this one with a record of 3-1 on the year. They're coming off a 97-49 win over Bucknell in their last matchup, while Iowa State coming in 4-0 on the year. They're coming off a rout of Stonehill in their last game, 96-57. Now, the thing you got to remember with Iowa State is they have a weak strength of schedule this season. It's kind of what we've seen, from TJ Otzelberger over, the beginning of his tenure at Iowa State, is just sort of a bit of a Charmin soft schedule through the first, few games of the season. But this is still an Iowa State team that normally does well in those games. It's just a matter of can they let it translate when you take the step up in competition. And last year, when Iowa State played a bunch of cupcakes early on, they went on a neutral floor against Auburn, narrowly lost 83-81, but then beat Dayton and then blew out Colorado, went back home, got a win over Marquette. So Iowa State is a team that has proven that they can handle themselves, in these step-up spots after the softer part of the schedule. While St. John's, on the other hand, they were in a firefight against Alabama early on. They've played a couple of top 200 teams and gotten wins over William and Mary and Quinnipiac and blowouts at home. And also, beat up on Bucknell 97-49. But we've also seen St. John's in a couple spots last year play some close games in terms of, neutral site games. I mean, they did beat Virginia, and it was a down year for Virginia. But also got a double overtime loss against Baylor by 1 point, a 3-point loss to Georgia on a neutral floor. And the thing for me with St. John's last year, in year 2 of the Rick Pitino experiment, for the Red Storm, was that they were able to beat bad teams and at times had issues with the good teams out of conference. I mean, like I said, they only played, a handful of teams inside the KenPom top 100, and they went 2-2 in the non-conference portion of their schedule with the wins over, Kansas State and Virginia and New Mexico, the losses to Baylor and Georgia. And I think that this is just a spot where I need to see St. John's really step it up before I can really trust them here. Now, granted, the strength of schedule debate would go the way of St. John's here because Iowa State's strength of schedule bottom 10 in the country. But we've seen so far, this St. John's team, they've had issues at the foul line and shooting below 70%. They're a middling team from behind the arc. And that's the thing, though. I mean, St. John's game is to go inside the perimeter. They're 55th in point dependency. Over 55% of their points are coming from 2-point range. The problem for me in that respect is that you have Iowa State, who is still a solid 2-point defense, and Iowa State forces the most turnovers in the country on 28.4% of their opponent's possessions. So for me in this one, I think I just trust Iowa State's defense a little bit more here. I trust the experience of Iowa State more in this spot. Iowa State, the 11th most experienced team in the country. And I just think I like Iowa State here, and I think that they get the job done at the Michelob Ultra Arena. So I'm going to take Iowa State on the money line in this one, lay the -125, and that's going to be my free pick. But thank you so much for checking out this free pick video. Let me know who you guys like in this game in the comment section below. Remember, if you are looking for my best bets, you can head to Pickdawgz Premium. Also, click the link in the description of this video below, and remember to use the promo code PICK, P-I-C-K, at checkout, and get 15% off your purchase. Good luck. We'll see you guys soon.